So traditionally, a Neapolitan style pizza is made using a high hydration percentage and 0-0 flour. 0-0 flour is a flour that's milled incredibly fine, and it has a higher protein percentage as well. So these two work in combination to create a very light, puffy, and open cornichon, while the middle of the crust is thin. So thin crust pizza, very big puffy outer crust. That's basically what we're going to be achieving today with our Neo-Neapolitan style pizza. But the changes that we'll make would probably bum out the people of Naples a little bit too much to be calling it a Neapolitan style pizza. Alright, let's get into it. First change that we'll be making today is replacing the 0-0 flour with bread flour and whole wheat flour. This combination is going to allow us to develop more gluten because they're both high protein flours. More gluten means more strength, and more strength means more extensibility. This means that it's going to be easier to stretch out once you are laminating the pizza dough, and it means that you're going to be able to get a better rise out of the dough as well because the gluten is going to be capturing the gas bubbles during the rise. This will also provide us with a nice and fluffy interior of the cornichon, and the exterior is going to be nice and crispy as well. So we'll still be achieving that Neapolitan style pizza dough using these two flours. Alright, so another non-traditional aspect of this pizza dough is going to be the inclusion of olive oil. Olive oil will positively affect the dough in every way from promoting crispiness of the crust to browning of the crust, flavor of the crust, and it's going to give us a little more extensibility. The oil is going to lubricate the dough a little bit to make it easier to stretch out in that final process as you're shaping the dough. The main reason I use it though is for the browning and the crispiness of the crust. I like to use 300 gram dough balls because it allows me to stretch out an 11 to 12 inch pizza. Grab a pen and paper, take some notes, and let's get amongst it. We'll be using 588 grams of bread flour, 66 grams of whole wheat flour, water. We will be using a total of 425 grams, which is going to be a 65% hydration dough. Our starter is going to be at 20%. That's going to equal 131 grams. Right now, my house is somewhere around 65 degrees. I've been making my pizzas in the mornings and feeding my starter right before I go to bed. At that temperature, I've found that it's best to let it rest for about 10 hours before using. My advice would be to feed it anywhere between 8 and 12 hours before you're going to be making your pizza dough. Last ingredients, salt and olive oil, both going to be 20 grams. Let's get into the dough method. It's going to be like a 6-hour process. It's worth it. Honestly, trust me, it's worth it. We will be using 588 grams of bread flour, 65 grams of whole wheat. Just get it all nice and incorporated. Next, we will be throwing our starter into our water. It'll end up looking kind of like how when you mix up commercial yeast. I like it to be mixed in so it's easier to incorporate into the first mixture of the flour. Add the water mixture to the flour. Go ahead and cover it up. We're going to be letting this rest for 30 minutes. Alright, so our dough has been resting for 30 minutes. So we have 20 grams of extra virgin olive oil and 20 grams of kosher salt. What I like to do is combine the salt and the olive oil together before adding them to the dough. What we're going to do to incorporate this is just give it a little mix. The technique that I've been doing lately is just pulling the ball out and kind of just folding it into itself. Pop that back in. Cover it up, and we're going to let it rest another 30 minutes. Alright, so it's been 30 minutes, and we will go ahead and start to develop our strength up front on this dough by just kneading it for about 3 to 5 minutes. We're going to set our timer for 2.5 hours, and every 30 minutes for the first 2 hours, we're going to come back and perform a set of stretch and folds. Alright, so the 30 minutes is up. Grab the dough, lift it up as high as you can without tearing the dough, and fold it back over itself. And then perform your next set. Stretch and fold. 4 stretches total. Close it back up, set another 30-minute timer, and then we'll be back to perform another set of stretch and folds. Alright, so we've performed our 4 sets of stretch and folds, and we've allowed our dough to rest the final 30 minutes, and we are now ready to divide and ball our dough. Now that we have our dough balls weighed out, we can shape them and put them into our containers to cold proof. Throw a little bit of olive oil in each container. Now we are ready to form our dough balls. What I like to do is take it and fold it into itself, and then I will hold from the bottom and use my thumb to kind of capture the outside edge and pull it up into itself as I'm rotating the dough. We will put them into our containers and set them in the fridge for 48 hours to cold proof. It's been 2 days since we put our dough in the fridge to cold proof. I recommend pulling your dough at least 1 hour before you want to stretch your pizza and start cooking your pizzas. Now we are ready to fire up the uni and start making our pizzas.